Kirsten Owen, born November 22, 1970, is an English-born Canadian fashion model. In 1987 she appeared on the cover of Elle in 3 different countries, Spain, France, and Italy. After this amazing breakthrough, however, Owen did not immediately launch herself into modeling. In fact, it was 2 more years before she got another big break, appearing on the cover of the French version of Marie Claire magazine in July and October 1989 and on the cover of ID magazine in 1990. Later that year she also got work walking in a show in Milan for Jill Sander, while in early 1991 she was once again featured in Elle, this time in an editorial. When Owen once again began working, it was in a show in Milan for Prada in February 1996. After this, things began to pick up as she became the face of Helmut Lang and was again featured in an Elle editorial in January 1997. A month later Kirsten found herself in demand as she walked in shows in Paris and New York for Chloe, Dries Van Noten, Yuji Yamamoto, Calvin Klein, and Helmut Lang. That same year Owen was featured in an editorial of Vogue Italia and appears on the cover of the same magazine 2 months later. Kirsten Owen was also on the catwalk in Milan and Paris of September that year for Dolce & Gabbana, Lanvin, Yves Saint Laurent, and Louis Vuitton. Then, at a time when most models would be pulling out of the business, Kirsten Owen found herself getting even more work. She signed a contract to become the face of Emmanuel Ungaro, was in a print advertisement for Donna Karan, and was in a French Vogue editorial. Her career continued to rise as over the next 3 years she walked for the likes of Givenchy, Jean-Paul Gaultier, Chanel, Donna Karan, Marc Jacobs, Moschino, Roches, and Burberry, all in the early months of 2001. After having such a rising career in 2001, Kirsten Owen pulled back out of the modeling world, only doing a couple of jobs in 2002 and 2003. 3 years later, in May 2006, she returned to the catwalk, at the age of 36, to close the Paris show for Kenzo. One might think that guest appearances like this would be all that was left of a modeling career that began nearly 20 years earlier, but they would have underestimated Kirsten Owen. While it did appear that she took some type of retirement break, she made a huge comeback in 2008 when she returned to modeling as a primary face for Givenchy.